Yeah, we're live. 8 seconds in.
Alright, people, you know the deal. You know how Slayer runs.
Yep, he's packing it up. Yep, he's packing it up. Yep. Yep.
And the best combination? Mountain Dew.
He's got a Mountain Dew. I got a Powerade. I ain't got no dipper. I ain't got no cigarettes or I ain't got no cigars. I ain't got nothing to ingest. We're gonna play regular multiplayer. So today, guys, if you guys are paying attention, I actually saw the clip. That Chinese spy balloon. Spy balloon. I'm sorry, but if they're gonna send any sort of like aircraft from like the sky, some sort of reconnaissance, a balloon would be like the least likely thing I think that they'd send. It's kind of funny. The precision airstrike is an A-10 Warthog. It's just funny. So what I did is I put my aircraft collection from my dresser to my TV stand, and so it's kind of funny to actually look up at the A-10 on screen and then look down on my little die-cast A-10. The model scale is 1 to 140, so it's pretty small. And I got paid, and I decided to spend a little bit of money on Minecraft, and we're going to address that really quickly. I lost all my shit in Minecraft going to the Nether. We're not going to talk about it. The Nether is a death trap. So we're going to pretty much destroy that Nether portal, create a new one, hope it takes us to a new spawn. I'm going to have to suck it up. At least I didn't lose anything too valuable. Alright, but yeah, we're just going to start right about here. And then I'm just going to be playing the game. I'm just going to be chilling. I ain't going to be grinding too hard. I'll grind a little bit, like I'll aim for stuff, but I'm not going to be like trying to get certain things gold. I'm just going to be playing the game and enjoying it for what it is.
Oh, nice, dude. I got my AK. On a blank. 47. So what I did was I tuned it to basically where there was no recoil on it.
Yeah, I hate guns with too much recoil. I love making it to where my guns have the least amount of recoil as possible and the most amount of like aiming stability. Helps me out a lot. But yeah, they shot down the spy balloon today. I don't know what aircraft shot it down. It looked like, yeah, it looks like they just shot it down. Yeah, there could have been some air or some ground casualties. Here's the reality: when you're that high up in the atmosphere, when it lands, usually the stuff disintegrates before it touches the ground. And they probably, you know, used a drone to do some recon around the, you know, with a potential crash site. There's probably a radius. There's rules of engagement in Slayer, so they didn't just indiscriminately shoot down the spy balloon. You know, but the thing is, our sovereignty as a nation, like, we just can't allow foreign countries to put shit like that in our airspace because it's an international risk, or it's a nationwide risk of them watching us, right? It's like Sputnik. You guys probably don't remember that because we weren't even born then, but yeah, Sputnik was a real huge concern. Maybe you guys might remember that from history class.
Yeah, but, I remember. Okay. Sorry, my...
You're fine. You were saying you remember...
Yeah, I remember, so, funny enough, you bring up history class. So, my teacher, this dude, so I remember when he would talk about communism, which, I mean, talking about communism, we are talking about China, and China's communist territory, but basically, he had this saying, I remember vividly, very clearly. It's how I was able to pay attention. What is He would say this: socialism is bad. What is communism? Bad. He would yell that. But yeah, when we were race and stuff. He's like, when they saw Sputnik, it sent on a frequency, basically saying, haha, look at us, we got into space before you guys. Yeah, I do remember it. I remember them talking about Sputnik. I remember them talking about, like, the Tet Offensive and all of that.
Yep.
I remember world history class. They like, we had to do this, like, it was basically a piece of paper, right? And it had, you know acronyms?
Yeah.
It was an acronym for the 4 main causes of World War I.
Hostile UAV in the area. Stay sharp. Enemy UAV active.
But regardless, though, I don't know if shooting it down is going to get us in trouble internationally. I don't know, because people are saying, oh, if we shoot it down, that's disregarding, we're just taking advantage of the situation, that it's a non-military thing. I don't know, man, because there's not a lot of Chinese people that can own shit like that. Their government just wouldn't allow it. So the chances of, China entering our airspace illegally, mind you, that completely undermines our sovereignty as a nation. So we had every reason to shoot it down.
And I remember there's this dude on TikTok. He's called his username is the Fat Electrician. And so here's the thing. He talks about like military weapons that were developed, and I swear he made a thing saying that's why he was saying something about how the U.S. government develops, like, they develop their weapons. They don't test it for efficiency. They develop it based on what the youth of our nation is doing. It's actually during the Cold War. And
yeah, it's kind of why the B-2 exists.
Yeah, so during the Cold War, they put an anti-tank missile, like, not missile, but like a bomb that you could throw at a tank, that you would launch from a rocket launcher to a tank. They made it into a grenade as small as possible. They put it in a football.
Yeah, basically.
I'm not... Hey,
they made back in the 1950s when they were experimenting with artillery, because nuclear weapons development was going through the roof after World War II because of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We were basically developing a weapon known as the Davy Crockett. It was to launch football-sized mini nukes from a tripod-mounted position. And Fallout is known as the Fat Man, and it is a real nuclear catapult. You can look it up; it's in a museum. But what I think is interesting, more than that right now, is just in general we got this thing going on in Ukraine. I don't know what everyone thinks about it, but I think that we're looking at China and Taiwan, and now this balloon thing. I mean, just like, the chance of a World War III commencing, I don't think is likely, because, well, nobody wants that. Because what could cause a potential world war? There's a couple of things that could cause it.
Enemy UAV overhead.
But we're already we've got ourselves into so much debt, and Biden's not helping. Biden's not taking action. Biden's not stepping up and being a leader at all. He didn't even bother to address this spy balloon, or he doesn't take the time, man, to listen to, like, the press will ask him questions, he'll just smile and walk away. Like, this guy's too sleepy, he's too tired to be an actual politician. And no matter how you feel about it, that's just what's going on. It's undeniable. I've seen the clips. I've seen the news where they ask him questions and he stops. He's trying to answer, and then he gives up and walks away. Like, I don't know what way you look at it, but that's just, to me, that's not a leader. To me, that's a coward. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. But with the spy balloon, I don't know. Like I said, what's going to happen? That we've shot it down. I don't know if they're going to call that an act of war or not, which I don't think it is. This is a balloon that is taking, pictures of the backs of people's houses. I mean, what are they researching? Potential drop zones if they're going to drop Chinese soldiers in through an airdrop method like in Red Dawn. I doubt that's what they'll do, but you never know. They may be They might be doing reconnaissance to launch a missile somewhere. You don't know what you don't know what it is that they're trying to recon. You don't know what it is that they're trying to do. Whatever it is, it can't be good. That's just the reality. That's how we should treat every single non-allied nation. China is not an allied nation. They are our enemy. In fact, that's how we should view them. Because, since pretty much day one, I mean, these guys are just, they're horrible, man. I mean, now, I saw this thing now that they're actually having, soldiers wear these self-destructing helmets that have a small, bomb inside of their helmets that could be self-detonated. They can die with honor. They'd rather kill themselves than be captured. And, this is alarming because if you do that, like how the Japanese did in World War II with the kamikaze method and stuff like that, and the Taliban suicide bombers, I mean, this is just insane. That helmet thing should be a war crime. I'm just saying. It should be. For all the other crazy war crimes, what's considered a war crime, what's considered a war crime, I think that helmet should be considered a war crime. It's an abuse of power because not only can the user detonate the helmet, their commanding officer can detonate their helmet. And the reason that they have these helmets is because there's a lot of Chinese soldiers that are deserting. They're having an issue with people deserting their post or whatever, and they don't want to be a part of the war effort. So what they're going to do, like all totalitarian governments do, they're going to force their people into submission through brutal means, and this is an example of that. So I think it should be a war crime.
The lead is ours.
I don't know. I mean, the crazy thing, the serrations on a K-bar?
We've lost the lead.
You know that's a war crime? According to the Geneva Convention.
On your six.
It's considered a war crime, right?
Yep. A lot of shit's considered a war crime. Chemical weapons are war crimes. We still use white phosphorus. Which shouldn't be considered a war crime, honestly. It has a tactical purpose, and I'll tell you why.
We've taken the lead.
White phosphorus, for those that are out of it, don't know what the hell it is. What it is, it's a chemical agent that ignites oxygen around it and turns. It's pretty much a widespread fire. It's very quick. The thing is, if you launch it at a tank, you are going to smoke out the tank crew inside of it, and also the thermal optics on the tank. It won't be able to see through all the heat generated. So they try to pop a smoke and then blind you can't to where you can't see it, but it can see you with thermals. You can blind those thermals. It has a tactical advantage, and it's used. It's not really used so much in through mortars onto enemy troops. It's not used in that way. But that's not to say that some people don't. That's not to say there haven't been accidents where people have been hit with white phosphorus or stuff has happened. Right, shit happens in warfare, especially. And so this whole war crime nonsense. I mean, I don't know, man. The Geneva Convention is mostly nonsense in my opinion. But there has to be a line drawn to where what we can say is acceptable in times of war. I mean, the Nazis were extremely cruel. The Taliban are extremely cruel, and we all know that they don't follow the Geneva Convention. But, yeah, I don't know, man.
Taking effective fire.
But, yeah, no, I think the other thing is accountability. This spy balloon thing has been out there for a couple days now. Or I don't know how long it's really been out there, but it hasn't just appeared now. It's been there for a little bit, So the fact that Biden hasn't addressed this at all, the fact that our whatever. I mean, it's been addressed now. The issue has been fixed. We've shot it down. I don't care what anyone says. I think that was the right choice. You know, you don't just imagine if the United States flew something like that into their airspace. You know, how would they react? I doubt that they'd react nearly as friendly as what we did. I doubt they're not going to shoot it down. They're good. The first thing they're going to do is shoot it. You know, and I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Target down. Changing mags.
What are you complaining about, Diesel?
Damn, that's pretty sweet looking. But yeah, no, man. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna do an updated thing for my aviation diecast collection. I bought a B-2 bomber, and I also bought an F-22 Raptor. The F-22 Raptor is expected to come in tomorrow, and I got my B-2 today. I'll go over both of them tomorrow. So that's kind of neat, because the B-2 bomber, for those who don't know, you know, to me, I've always known it exists, the B-2 Spirit. I just never really, like, when I was a kid, I thought it looked so cool. Like, it looked like some shit out of Batman or Star Wars. But really, the interesting part is some of the history with this kind of design. In the Nazis in World War II, they were geniuses. They developed this spy plane, this spy jet thing. It was constructed out of wood. It was called the Horton 229. You can look it up. This has a very similar body style. Very similar. It looks very similar to that. And now we're going to be replacing this with the... we're going to be replacing the B-2 bomber with something new. Yeah, it's going to be called the B-21 Raider. And so the B-2 bomber, for reference, costs about $2.4 billion with a B. Billion with a B. And, you know, when you have just that much money invested in one airframe, one plane, and mind you, it has to be kept in a specially air-conditioned hangar. Like, that's just too much, man. We need something that's more reliable, something that's cheaper, and something that can do the same job. It's more aerodynamic. Well, the B-21 does all this, and it still remains to be only $600 million. It's still expensive, but still, though, the B-2, it's been an excellent bomber. It's actually in this video game. It's the stealth bomber in this game. I wonder what I don't know what the advanced UAV is, though. I'd have to research that. That'd be a really cool one to go grab. A recon plane. Well, the other thing is, the U.S. Defense Department really wants this B-21 Raider to basically have multiple purposes, and one of the other multiple purposes is reconnaissance. So, you know, I mean, you know, you can look at what the Air Force is doing. I don't really like the fact that they're making the F-35 fill in literally every other role that every other jet has ever had. Because they're replacing their entire fleet with just F-35s, it seems. And whilst the F-35 is an awesome thing, and it's had its struggles and development, but I still like the F-35. I think it is a way to the future, but, I mean, I still say that there are plenty of other, like, jets that are awesome, and can still be awesome to this day. One of the coolest jets, in my opinion, historically, like the F-14 Tomcat. Unfortunate what happened to that. The F-16. Stuff like that, just in general. But But yeah, so my F-22 Raptor will be coming in tomorrow. The model company I go through is Darren Postage Stamp, or Darren Worldwide Trading. They make the smaller scale die-casts, you know, aircrafts. And one of the few things they have, they only have one F-16. It has this really strange paint livery to it. You know, that's pretty cool. I'll have my it would be my first camouflaged plane. The other thing I would get next would be my FA Hornet, or Super Hornet, the F-18 Super Hornet, I think. Yeah, that it just looks awesome. Can't wait to add that. The other thing I'm going to start doing eventually is World War II. I know they had the German, the Ju-87. At least I saw a Ju-87, and I saw, you know, some pretty cool stuff. One of the few things, the World War II was the B-17 Flying Fortress. That thing is just awesome. They made a movie about it. Or not about the plane. They made a movie about a crew in the plane. The movie is called Memphis Belle. It is one of the coolest, like, aviation movies. Like, you know, you got Pearl Harbor. That was a pretty cool movie. But nah, man, like, Memphis Belle was pretty awesome. It was basically Fury, but in a B-17 before Fury. So in a way, it would be like Fury is Memphis Belle, but in a Sherman tank. Yeah, there's a fucker over here, I can just tell. So in real life, this Lockman 556 is a HK 33. This thing's pretty sweet. For those who didn't know. Because I'm the kind of player that doesn't do the Lockman nonsense, cast off. I call these guns by their actual names.
30 seconds remain.
It's kind of weird because I do that in Grand Theft Auto, right? They have the different cars in GTA, and I just call them what they are in real life. I'm just that kind of person.
I am with you.
Enemy UAV active. 10 seconds remaining.
What is up with my shots? Alright, he's earned that kill because I didn't clearly earn it.
Taking fire.
Damn. Ran out of time.
Mission failed. Return to base.
Ooh, he's using an AUG. 9mm converted AUG. Damn, I almost leveled it up. Yeah, the Darren postage stamp does make the Ju-87 Stuka. You still there, Slayer?
Mm-hmm.
I also found a model for the Predator drone that drops out Predator missile. Found a model for that. I think I'd like to get that as well. That's pretty sweet. There's a really expensive Mi-24. For those who don't know, that's basically a Russian Hind.
Deathmatch.
Those people that know me, I love a lot of Russian military equipment. It's just, don't ask me. I just do. Love the AK-47s. Love the T-34s. Love those T-90 tanks. Love the Russian Hinds. And they're just awesome. The RPG-7, like, Russia has some of the coolest military equipment. I don't care what anyone says. The United States is the most advanced. China's a pretty good country. Like, they got some pretty crazy shit. But, you know, we don't want them to have that kind of shit, because they're not an allied country.
Covering your
But the, you know, Russia has some pretty cool jets now. The Sukhoi jets. I forget what model they are. But, yeah, I've been looking for some pretty cool, like, Russian aircrafts to collect. Because I love my American aircrafts and my World War II, you know, aircrafts. But, you know, I don't really see a whole lot of, like, Russian aircrafts, you know. You know. I really like their Sukhoi, or I really like their MiG-17s. Those are fucking awesome.
We're even for now. Covering your 6.
The lead is ours.
Enemy down.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Check fire.
Shit.
Changing max.
And, you know, they also have another helicopter. I have the Apache helicopter by, you know, Darren Postage Stamp, but they also have the, Huey, the Bell UH-1.
Cluster mine planted.
I knew he would peek it.
Changing max. Taking over fire. Incoming.
These Scar, I think there's a Scar Light, to be honest. Yeah. Scar L. Scar H is 7.62 by 39. Or it's in 308, I can't remember. For the Scar H.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Not really my weapon system. The Navy SEALs seem to like them, so must mean something.
Enemy's taking the lead.
So I don't know, Slayer, what kind of weapons do you think they should add to this game?
I really don't know.
I think they should definitely add the FNFAL, that's for
Hostile
sure.
UAV overhead.
And the HK,
I just saved your us.
I think they should add the HK G36. They should, in my opinion, they should honestly add 2 FNFALs,
Hostile cluster mine
a
active.
battle rifle version, an assault rifle version, and a DMR version. Yeah, the assault version would have to be full auto, obviously, but the battle rifle version would be burst fire and semi-auto. And I think that would be kind of the funny thing, because that's a gun you want in 3-round burst, is an FNFAL, because there's just so much recoil, because it just shoots such a big round. I'm 308, full auto. And we don't really do that anymore. That's not really a done thing anymore. You know what I mean? Like, nobody puts insane calibers in guns like that anymore, making full auto.
UAV online.
Flash, cover your
We've taken the lead.
trophies offline. Reloading. On your six.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Reloading.
Friendly cruise missile approaching target.
Damn it.
Enemy UAV active. Hostile cruise missile incoming. We've lost the lead. The lead is ours. Hostile cluster mine detected. SAE.
Check fire.
Bitch.
I got you.
Watch your fire.
Hostile care package deployed. Hostile cruise missile launched. Enemy care package incoming. Enemy counter UAV is active. We're getting hit hard.
Yeah, I mean, when I turn 21, I'm buying a bread at 92.
Enemy precision airstrike. Find cover. Mission compromised. We've been defeated.
Man. That's gotta be fun. I'm gonna check on my F-22. See when it's coming in. I don't know if I should pull this out or not. Probably shouldn't. Honestly. I'll just check on it.